I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Most barbers are dead broke. And the reason why is because they have a whole lot of barber skills and no business skills. In this video, I'm gonna teach you how to get ahead of 90% of the barbers with this one skill. This video is for the barber who's struggling to build clients. Maybe you're fresh out of school, maybe you're seasoned, just haven't really figured it out. Maybe you're the new person who just new to the city and has to figure out a way to make money fast. This video is for you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Will Stamm. And I was once upon a time that barber new in a city who had no clients trying to figure it out. And I have some strategies in this video that we're gonna go over that are gonna help you get clients chasing you down and always sitting in your chair. I went from zero, no clients, didn't know nobody, to $140,000 behind the chair working 3 days a week, all off of $40, $50 haircuts, booked all day long, 30 minutes back to back to back to back. So if that sounds exciting to you and you wanna know how I did it, let's get into it. Now, before we get too far, I wanna introduce you to some new terms you probably haven't heard. Lead generation or new client acquisition. What that simply means is creating a system that gets new clients in your chair every single week that is duplicatable week after week. Why this is so important is because if you're gonna grow a business continually, you're going to have to attract new clients. There's a saying that says, ain't no business like new business. That is very true, because as you grow, some of your clients that you currently have are going to get new jobs. Some are going to pass away, unfortunately. Some are going to move out of state, get too far, lose their job, fall on hard times, all of these different things. So if you have new leads coming into your business constantly, you don't even realize they're gone, right? And new business is how you can scale, because they come in at your new price points and things like that, new policies and stuff in your business, and they respect them from the jump. It's always hard to get an older client to adapt to a new procedure. It's much easier to bring in somebody new who this is the way it is and that's all they ever know. Now, the first thing I want to teach you is exactly what I did when I started my barber career. It is called the free is for me. What I did when I first got in the game is I went and cut people's hair for free. My friends, family, any opportunities of a back to school event, you know, every community has them. Kids around the neighborhood, I went and cut their hair for free, because the reason why I believe this free is for me thing is because there was so much in it for me. Yes, I cut your hair for free, but I got to learn. I got to build a relationship. People saw me practicing, which they admired, my attention to detail, to be able to try to go and build something. So every time you get an opportunity to serve and do something for free, it helps you in so many ways. One way is giving starts the receiving process. The more you give, people yearn to give you something back in return. Anytime you underpromise and you overdeliver, I couldn't promise these people I was gonna give them a great haircut, but if the haircut was great, they felt compelled to do something for me. And when people feel compelled to support you, that carries with it like gasoline on fire. It sets them on fire. They tell everybody. I remember doing one homeboy his lineup. The next day, I had 5 more homeboys trying to get a lineup. I remember cutting one kid in the neighborhood, and then every mom in the neighborhood wanted their kid to get a haircut. And that universal principle helps you. And guess what? Every single head that I cut for free, I learned something every single time. And I want to introduce you to a concept that I truly believe. Your first $1,000, you're a servant. Meaning you do something, you're serving, right, to make some money. Your first $100,000 comes from their skill, which is developed from earning your first 1,000 as being a servant. And then after you get skilled, your third stage is you can get to $1 million by developing a system. So I want you to serve first, because it's going to develop your skill. Then you use that skill plus that same servant mentality and build you a system. If you didn't realize, that is exactly what I did over the last 15 years. I started serving, right? Because free is for me. I got an opportunity to learn, but I also got an opportunity to develop my skill set. As my skill set developed, I was able to make a good amount of money, right? Then I owned a business and started a business. When that business grew a little bit and made some money, I immediately started developing systems in that business that ultimately took me to a 7-figure empire. None of that is possible if I don't start with the free to fee. Free is always for me to get the skill to then be able to systemize that skill set. So if you don't get nothing else from this video, understand that free is for me, and it allows you to build networks, relationships, and it allows people to become a fan and love you and support you and want to over-deliver back on the deliverance of you just giving your time when you had nothing else to offer. Now, I know the question you're probably asking is, well, Will, man, how long am I gonna do free haircuts? Like, when does it go from free to fee? Let me take you back to what I did. I cut hair for free, right? And then I got busy to where I felt like, yo, I'm starting to sweat actually cutting hair, right? So then I said, all right, look, y'all, this free stuff over with. I'm gonna charge $1. Y'all gonna have to tip me at least, give me $1. So then I started doing $1. Nobody budged. Then guess what I did? I went to $5. Nobody budged. And then I went to $10. Nobody budged. And then once I got licensed and got into a barbershop, I went to $25. So you can always charge whenever you feel ready. But you and I both know, right? When you look in the mirror, you know if you're worthy to charge or not, right? You know that. Now that was me early on. Now let's imagine another scenario. When you're in a new city, you already know how to cut. All you trying to do is give out some free samples until your phone start ringing. If people like the service they got, they gonna call you. When they call you, that's when you charge, right? And then once you got busy, I still like to do one haircut a day for free because I'm not just thinking about my own pocket. I'm thinking about the universal principle of giving starts the receiving process. If you give, you shall receive. It's Bible, it's a universal law, right? So you can't never outgive anything. Now, you can set your own limits and your own pace, right? So anytime you want to grow here, and then even when you're busy, right? But you want to add a new service. Say you want to start doing facials or beard treatments or color enhancements. Give that away for free because the simple concept still applies, right? You give it away for free, people come back and ask for it again, then you charge. You only got to do the free one time, right? You sampling your product to that person. You remember their face and their head when they come back. It's a charge next time. That's why I don't believe in discounts. I'm not a person you'll ever see, hey, $500 off for this or $5 off for that. I'm not a discount guy. It's either free, I'll do it for free to validate me, but then you're gonna pay me. So free, validate me, then you pay the fee. Simple as that. What I wanna do now is show you how to get clients off of social media using my 6 P's method. Problem, product, person, purchase, promise, and then promotion. The first thing I want you to do is identify a problem. Well, Will, how do I identify a problem? You've talked to people before. What do people hate most about barbers and barbershops? You can put out a survey. You can ask people in your family. You can ask your friends. You can ask anybody. What do you hate about the barbershop? Most people in my time, they were like, I hate waiting. That's a problem, right? Some people were like, man, barbers don't know how to cut. Or they think it's all about them. Or they don't listen to me. Or I go to the shop and there's 2 people in front of me. Or the barber hop around shop hop too much. I can't never figure out where he's at. Or I hate going to this barbershop because it's parking. But you get the point, right? So find a problem, right? I want you to hold that, write that down, right? I just gave you 5 or 6. Maybe yours is different than mine, but I want you to write that down. You got a little homework in this video. Write down a problem, a pain point for a consumer, right? The next thing I want you to do is identify how your product or service solves that problem immediately, right? I want you to write that down, right? How does it, and it can't be, oh, I'm just the nicest barber in the world. Every barber thinks they're the nicest. I want you to solve something that has nothing to do with the cut. Solve the parking issue, convenience issue, time issue, ain't open early enough, ain't open late enough. Something along that lines with your product or service. It can't be how good you are. Every barber says the same thing. You must be unique. The next is identify your person, right? Person just means your target audience. What type of client do you want? Do you want the late night? You want the early morning? You want the 9 to 5? You want the athlete? You want the person who works out? Who do you want, right? For me, I started at 6 in the morning. I was the early business professionals. Those were my targets. right? I wanted people, because you know what? They had reliable income. If they got up early, they valued their time, which means they valued my time. I'll get more on that in another video, right? So that's my target person. Number 4 is, how do they purchase from you? I don't know where you buy stuff at nowadays, right? But if I can't find out how to buy something easily from you, that's gonna stop the transaction. Because here's why. Confused people do nothing. Do I make an appointment? I book online? Do I text you? Do I call you? Do I just show up? Do I need to come in for a consultation? All of these different scenarios are how people do business, right? Sometimes you gotta do a consult call, whatever, right? Make that very clear to your customer, okay? That's number 4, purchase. The 5th one is a guarantee, right? And it's called promise, right? But what the promise is a guarantee. I'm gonna get into that in the rest of this video, but I'm gonna move on to this last piece, right? Which is promotion. How are you gonna go about promoting it? For this segment of this video, we're simply talking about social media. We're gonna identify a problem. We're gonna showcase how our product or service solves that. We're gonna aim it at our person, which is our target audience. We're gonna tell them how they can easily book with us, right? And then we're gonna give them a guarantee, and then we're gonna use our social media platform to promote it. Those 6 P's will take you to the next level if you develop your content with that format in mind. Now, when you get into creating the content, that's a whole nother video where I can show you how to actually do that. So stay tuned for more of that. If you use my 6 P's framework to create all of your social media content, getting clients' attention and ultimately attracting them to your chair is easy work. One of the most crucial parts of the 6 P's formula is number 5, promise, also known as guarantee. I wanna dive deep into that a little bit because this is the snatch and grab. Like, this is gonna captivate your audience and really get them to pushing that button and making that appointment, all right? So I want you to think a little bit, right? Let's just talk about some big brands for a second. And let's talk about some promises they've made to consumers that have made them a ton of money, right? First one that kind of comes to mind for me is Burger King. I don't know if you've been to Burger King or you even like Burger King, but their slogan is have it your way. Now, if you've ever been to Burger King and you didn't like something, you can take it back because their promise and their guarantee associated with their brand is you can have it your way. Now, another one is Men's Warehouse. I'm sure you've probably heard of Men's Warehouse. Their slogan, right, and their guarantee is you'll like the way you look. We guarantee it. At Men's Warehouse, they know if you come in there, they're gonna put you in something that you're gonna love. And if not, then that's not their promise, right? And you shouldn't go there. But they guarantee if you walk in, you'll love it, right? So those are just a couple examples. For me, I'm gonna show you what I did as a barber to make people that same guarantee. And I'm telling you, it works like wildfire. When I was in downtown Atlanta working at somebody else's shop, I was new to a city, brand new city. I made some drastic guarantees, right? But the result of it was crazy. Here's how. So I used to walk up to clients and I would say, hey, my name's Will. I'm at this new shop in a new area and I'm looking to, gain new clients. So I'm willing to give you a haircut, right? And they were like, well, why should I go to you? And I said, well, the haircut is $25, but if you don't like it, you don't gotta pay for it. And people was like, what? If I don't like it, I ain't gotta pay. I'm like, that's my guarantee. I'm that nice. I'm the best barber in Atlanta. Ain't nobody out here cutting hair like me. I just moved here from the tri-state area and that's my guarantee. Now, there is a catch though. You gotta come today. That put the urgency on the guarantee. People took me up on that offer and that guarantee time and time again. Then as I started to get busy, right? I was trying to get super busy, right? I was trying to explode. So my guarantee then evolved. What I did was, now I say, if you make an appointment with me, because people were like, yo man, why should I make an appointment? I can just walk in. I said, no, if you make an appointment with me, let's say 9 a.m. on a Friday, if you're not in and out within an hour, the haircut is free. Because now I was busy, I didn't have time to walk around. In the beginning, right, I had nothing but free time. I was new to the city, I ain't had no clients. So I was walking around all day just trying to get people in the chair. As you get a little busy, that ain't really realistic no more to continually do that, right? So I had to evolve it for social media. I got haircuts down in 30 minutes. So 9 to 9:30 was my window and my accountability to myself. 30 minutes was my margin. So if a client ran 15 minutes late, because I know you're probably asking that question. Like, well, Will, what if the client runs 15 minutes late? You're gonna be giving out free haircuts all day. I built my margin in, and I learned that from a time management skill, which is however long it takes you to do something, double it and you'll never be late. So 9 a.m. to 9:30, I got the haircut done. I had 30 minutes of margin, so I was never not getting people done within an hour. So my guarantee sparked interest, it held me accountable, and clients love when they get to hold you accountable. So people would book and they'll tell people, yo, my guy, get me in and out in an hour. So as they started doing that, my clientele grew exponentially. Therefore, I had demand. Therefore, I was able to raise my price, get my own shop, build 3 shops, now build a school, and on to 7 figures and beyond. So I guarantee you that works. Maybe you should try it. Now, I know that video was fire, and I know it delivered tons of value to you. And if you want more where that comes from, watch this next video.